know everything. You just need to know what you do so well, people will pay you money to do it. And then you have a good life. And school doesn't teach that. They make you think unless you're good at everything, you're good at nothing.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
And if they couldn't figure it out, we gave them more and more clues till they figured it out. So they had to be able to learn and think on their own, like an entrepreneur.
The learning process is easy, but
what if I also
or maybe you have a problem,
nervous?
or maybe you have a problem at home. Sometimes you see in the company that they fired the people for the last week performance. How unfair! Want to fire, or for the last month performance. That's how they fire people. How stupid is that? You know, you don't know if that person happened to meet the family. You don't know. So probably most companies out there, they fire the wrong person for the wrong reason, based on that stupid statistic that, as you just described, it doesn't make sense, because you need to see further what was the state. Yeah. Like, for example, Howard, when I give the conferences, the first thing that I do is to change the state of the audience. Because when was last time that you learned something when you were sleepy, when you were tired, you just wake up and you don't even know that person, yeah? Or like, for example, this conference that we do in Latin America, sometimes we do corporate training. So the employees, they already know that the CEO already meet with us, with me and Lily, and already give us a list of everything that they don't want to do. And they know that they brought us to do a workshop, to do a training, to make them do what they don't want to do. So how do you think that this audience is at 8 a.m. when Lily and I will show up? They're like that, you know, they're looking like, who's this idiot? So do you think that we can start a workshop like that on that stage? So something very easy, that we're very simple. We put some music, we raise them up to dance, we change the state, lead by leading, we start to deliver the content, because changing the state is when was the last time that you learned something when you were angry, or when you were tired, or when you have
nervous, or depressed,
or sad, because you know family member is sick, or you worry for something else. There's no way that you can learn like this. I bet that you told me, Harry, 3 books in 3 hours, but I know that when you said, I'm gonna read, you're already happy, you're ready to go, and you're gonna go for it. You get yourself on stage. So Howard, the interview has been amazing, way better than what I was projecting. I think you're amazing. I think you're spectacular. I'm a big fan of the topic. I actually teach it all over the world. A few things that we discussed today, and I have given conference to professors in the school, elites, and what we discussed today, because again, we need to do our best to make sure that all the students learn. However, Howard, the problem is that, you know, you have a minister, you have how you should teach, and the professors and the school have to follow those guidelines. And if these guidelines, unfortunately, they are biased, and they are not designed for more than 100 years or more than 150 years. Still look a car every last 100 years of a car. If I show you a picture of the car 100 years ago, and the car now, they look for another planet.
It's the same thing they did 100 years ago.
Yeah, but in the school, the years pass, with very, very little change, improvement in the learning techniques, and the tools are there. Why don't hire you? Why the government don't hire you and say, look, Howard, need that you do a tool for United States and give a conference to teachers and show them. I would love to do it too. I talk about the topic a lot. Usually I receive a big clap and do anything about it. because
well, maybe we can do something together. I
arrived to the conclusion that I think that there is a system doesn't want us to do it. Higher force that want the system to be like that, that want not all the students to perform. That's why there is a book from Roy that says why students A work for student C. Because that's the other thing that happened after everybody finished school. Now, if somebody that was a student C decide that he's going to learn to become an entrepreneur and start to read books, and this is the more easiest way of him to learn and things like that. Now he become a great entrepreneur, and now all the student A's that got high mark of the school, they all work for them, right? Which is proof again that everybody have the same. I'm a brave that every human being have a huge and the same capacity for learn, regardless IQ and this and that. You can have some advantages, but they are not key to be successful. The problem is that we go to an education system that is already structured in a way that if you learn in a different way, if you're a visual like me and the whatever, you are already putting disadvantage, and you will think that you're not smart enough. Because I remember I went to the high performance class, which is for the gifted. Yeah. I was in school, but in that school for the gifted, I was the worst. And they were telling me, "Oh, you're not smart enough." I was always the last five of the class. Like, man, it's same like everyone. Why is being so hard in compare? And then later, some years pass, and I start to teach this and to do the conference and to learn about this. I find out that there was nothing wrong with me. I just learned it a different way after a few years.
Right.
But people never find out. People never find out. People think that they're not good enough, that they're not smart enough, that they should be, that they deserve what they got. And that's sad because I find out honestly by accident. Because this topic that we're talking about, very few talk about and very few people know about it, to be honest.
Well, they need to know it's not about being smart at everything. It's being good at something. Paul McCartney's good at songs. He's probably not good at physics. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Albert Einstein was good at physics. He didn't write songs. So they did what they did well. Now, Albert Einstein played for violin, but he wasn't as good as a professional. So to me, if you become good at something and you excel at one thing, that's all you need as an entrepreneur to live very well. It's nice to know more, but it isn't important that you know everything. You just need to know what you do so well, people will pay you money to do it. And then you have a good life. And school doesn't teach that. They make you think unless you're good at everything, you're good at nothing. And that's a mistake. They should be focusing on what makes you special and how to become better at that. And then make you adequate at more things, but at least become special at something, whatever it is.
So Howard, again, so where people can find more resources if they're in love with our conversation, they want to learn more about what you do?
I have a free book at howiebook.free about .fun, howiebook.fun. And I have another one, which is Howie Live, howiereading.live, and that's where I teach them. And I'd love to stay in for you. Make sure you send me your email, and I'll set you up with my program so you can see what I'm doing. And let's see what we can do to help people together. I'm always looking to help more people. And if I meet someone who thinks like I do, that it's not just about money, it's about making it. The world's in trouble. Nobody's saying there's too many smart people. There's not too many smart people making too many good choices. We need people who can think, or we're not going to have a world. And
absolutely.
So if people like us help them to do better at what they do, they could solve. We can't solve all the problems, but we can make the people who can solve problems better at solving them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Howard. And for all of you following the Unstoppable broadcast, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneur like Howard break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.